Have you ever observed someone you cherish, a parent, grandparent, or an octogenarian friend, and thought, they seem okay, just a bit tired, perhaps a touch forgetful, moving a little slower than before? It's a common reaction. We all tend to dismiss these signs. Life's hustle often takes precedence, and we convince ourselves that these changes are merely part of the aging process. But what if I told you that this quiet tiredness, missed meals, forgotten birthdays, and the way they cling to walls while walking aren't just natural signs of aging? Instead, they're subtle alarms from the body, signaling that something might be amiss. Here's a startling fact. After the age of 75, a staggering 99% of fatalities stem from just 5 primary causes. Not 10, not 20, simply 5. The most alarming aspect: most individuals fail to recognize the warning signs until it's too late. That's precisely why we're here today. This isn't about instilling fear. It's about fostering love and understanding. By delving into what lies beneath the surface, we can safeguard the people we hold dear and perhaps even ourselves. The goal is to ensure that the final chapters of life are filled with comfort, dignity, and vitality, free from preventable suffering. So, stay with me. Today, I'll guide you through the 5 most common causes of death after 75, what they truly look like in real-life scenarios, and, most importantly, actionable steps you can take right away to prevent them or detect them before they turn life-threatening. Some of these causes might defy your expectations. 1. In particular, is so inconspicuous that you may not even consider it a health concern, yet it can insidiously sap a person's vitality over time. If you aspire to age gracefully or wish to provide better care for your elderly loved ones, this information is for you. Share your thoughts in the comments section below, and if you believe that knowledge is the key to a longer, healthier life post-75, don't forget to subscribe to the Golden Years Health. Every week, we share compassionate, practical advice to help you age with strength, purpose, and peace of mind. Now, let's dive in. Cardiovascular disease, the silent struggler. Let's start with a condition we frequently hear about but often underestimate: cardiovascular disease. Imagine Henry, a vibrant 78-year-old who used to rise before dawn every day. You'd see him strolling through the neighborhood, cap on his head, waving cheerfully at neighbors. But one day, he stopped his morning walks. When asked, he casually remarked, "I've just been a bit tired lately." Nothing serious. 6 months later, Henry found himself in the hospital. It turned out his heart had been silently deteriorating, with no dramatic symptoms, just a gradual, unnoticed decline. His morning walks were the first casualty, a sign his body sent long before he realized something was wrong. This is the reality of cardiovascular disease in those over 75. It doesn't always announce itself with a sudden heart attack in the middle of the night. More often, it's a stealthy, gradual process, hidden behind phrases like "I'm just getting older" or "I don't have the energy I used to." As we age, our arteries lose flexibility and start to stiffen, forcing the heart to work harder. Blood pressure rises, often without any noticeable symptoms, while cholesterol accumulates in the vessels, narrowing the pathways for blood flow. The heart becomes overburdened, yet many chalk it up to normal aging. However, persistent or sudden fatigue, breathlessness after minimal exertion, chest discomfort mistaken for indigestion, or unexpected dizzy spells, these are not mere consequences of aging. They're distress signals from your body. The biggest mistake families make is ignoring these signs, rationalizing them as just slowing down or having an off day. In this age group, these off days could be the only warnings you get. To safeguard against cardiovascular issues, prioritize regular checkups. Keep tabs on your blood pressure and cholesterol levels. Don't wait for a crisis to pay attention to your heart health. Make simple yet impactful changes to your lifestyle. Incorporate heart-healthy foods into your diet: oats for fiber, antioxidant-rich berries, and leafy greens to improve circulation. You don't need a gym membership. A 20-minute daily walk can do wonders for your heart. If you have a loved one over 75, reach out and ask how they're truly feeling. If they've stopped engaging in activities they once loved, it could be their heart crying out for attention. Early detection gives you the power to intervene effectively. Neurodegenerative diseases, the quiet thieves. But the heart isn't the only silent threat. There's another insidious enemy that gradually alters a person's speech, thought processes, and memory, and, in the process, changes their very identity. Neurodegenerative diseases. Take Martha, for example. At 80, She was known for her warm smile and delicious apple pies and never missed her grandson's birthday. Then, she started misplacing her keys, a seemingly harmless quirk at first. Her family laughed it off, saying, "Grandma's just getting forgetful." But when she forgot her grandson's name, the laughter stopped. By the time the doctor diagnosed Alzheimer's, it was too late to halt its progression. Her family wasn't neglectful, they simply didn't recognize the early signs. After the age of 75, the risk of developing Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia doubles every 5 years. It's not just about forgetfulness, it's about the brain losing its ability to process information, recall memories, and even control bodily functions. Inside the brain, harmful proteins clump together, forming plaques and tangles that disrupt memory, communication between brain cells, and basic cognitive functions. Parkinson's disease, another silent predator, often begins with subtle changes like muscle stiffness, slower movement, or a slight shuffle while walking, symptoms that seem minor until they lead to a catastrophic fall. A common misconception is that dementia is solely about memory loss. People dismiss changes with comments like "she's just having a senior moment." In reality, the first signs can be emotional. A once cheerful person might become withdrawn, or someone who was once cautious with finances could start making impulsive decisions. Others may struggle to find the right words mid-sentence or repeat stories without realizing it. These are not harmless quirks, they're significant indicators that shouldn't be ignored. The good news is that while there's no cure for these diseases yet, early intervention can make a difference. Stimulate the mind daily with activities like puzzles, reading, or engaging in conversations. Even learning a new card game or trying a different recipe can provide mental challenges. Adopt a Mediterranean-style diet rich in fruits, vegetables, fish, olive oil, and nuts, which nourishes both the body and the brain. Don't underestimate the power of sleep. Deep, restful sleep helps clear harmful proteins from the brain, acting like a nightly maintenance crew. If you notice changes in a loved one, don't delay. Have an open conversation, because early recognition can preserve their clarity, connections, and quality of life for longer. Falls, the hidden danger. While the mind and heart face their own battles, there's another peril that can strike in an instant and change everything. Falls. They're often dismissed as unfortunate accidents, yet they're the third leading cause of death after 75. Consider Robert, an 82-year-old who lived independently and took pride in his self-sufficiency. A single slip in the bathroom led to a fractured hip, and his life took a rapid downward turn. He became less mobile, lost his appetite, and fell into depression. His health deteriorated rapidly, and this scenario is far from uncommon. As we age, bones lose density, muscles weaken, and reaction times slow down. A minor trip on a loose rug, a misstep in a dimly lit stairwell, or a slippery bathroom floor can result in broken hips, head injuries, and a long, arduous recovery. Processive recovery is even possible. However, most people fail to realize that falls aren't random accidents. They're symptoms of underlying, preventable issues. Dizziness causing medications, worn out, non-slip slippers, poorly lit hallways, or a lack of physical activity can all contribute to falls. Many attribute falls to bad luck, but the truth is that most are predictable and avoidable. To reduce the risk of falls, start by modifying the environment. Install grab bars in the bathroom. Use non-slip mats in the shower. Remove tripping hazards like loose rugs and clutter. And improve lighting throughout the home, especially in stairwells, hallways, and bedrooms. Encourage gentle balance exercises such as Tai Chi or chair yoga, which not only improve flexibility but also train the body to maintain balance and recover from stumbles. Regularly review medications with a pharmacist or doctor to identify any that may cause dizziness. Most importantly, don't wait until after a fall to take action. One fall can shatter a person's independence, confidence, and quality of life. Preventing falls is about preserving the freedom to move, live, and feel capable well into old age. Chronic infections, the unseen threat. Physical safety is crucial, but there's another silent killer that often starts with seemingly minor symptoms like a cough or fever. Chronic infections. Eleanor, a 79-year-old, dismissed a persistent cough as just a cold. She stayed in bed, sipped tea, and waited for it to pass. But within a week, she was gasping for breath and had to be rushed to the hospital. The diagnosis: pneumonia. For those over 75, Respiratory infections like pneumonia are among the deadliest threats. What might be a mild illness in younger individuals can quickly turn life-threatening for the elderly. As we age, our lungs lose elasticity, making it harder for them to expand and contract. Airways become less efficient at clearing mucus and fighting off infections, and a weakened immune system means it takes longer to recover from even the simplest viruses. If there are underlying chronic conditions like diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, the risk escalates significantly. A common mistake is downplaying symptoms with remarks like it's just a cough or I'm feeling a bit under the weather. But for seniors, there's no such thing as just a cold. A persistent low-grade fever, fatigue, shortness of breath, confusion, or chest discomfort should never be ignored. Thankfully, there are steps you can take to protect yourself and your loved ones. Vaccinations are more important than ever. Get your annual flu shot. Consult your doctor about the pneumonia vaccine and the latest RSV protection options. These aren't just for children. They're essential for older adults. Practicing good hand hygiene, especially after being in public places, is a simple yet effective defense. Avoid crowded areas during flu season, and don't hesitate to reschedule plans if someone around you is sick. At home, keep the air clean by opening windows, using air purifiers, and maintaining optimal humidity levels. A dry throat or sinuses can make it easier for viruses to take hold. If you or a loved one experiences a lingering cough, a persistent fever, or unusual fatigue, don't delay, contact a doctor immediately. Early treatment can make all the difference. Emotional decline and loneliness, the invisible epidemic. Finally, we come to a cause that isn't physical and can't be detected on an X-ray, yet it affects every aspect of our well-being. Emotional decline and loneliness. Mary, an 85-year-old, saw her children move out of state and many of her friends either relocate or pass away. She stopped reaching out, stopped going outside, and some days, she didn't interact with anyone at all. Her health deteriorated rapidly, not due to a stroke or cancer, but because of something far more insidious. Loneliness. Loneliness is an often overlooked cause of death after 75. We tend to romanticize aging as a time for solitude and reflection. But isolation is not peace, it's a significant health risk. Prolonged social isolation increases the risk of heart disease by 29 and the likelihood of stroke by 32. It also accelerates the onset of dementia. In older adults, depression doesn't always manifest as sadness. Instead, it can look like skipped meals, missed doctor's appointments, forgetfulness about important things, or a general lack of motivation. When the heart feels alone, the body follows suit. Appetite wanes, the immune system weakens, sleep becomes restless, and both physical and emotional wounds heal more slowly. Despite these clear risks, the misconception persists that they just want to be left alone or they're tired, so let them rest. The truth is that human connection remains essential throughout our lives. We never outgrow the need for love, conversation, and a sense of purpose. To combat loneliness, the smallest gestures can have a profound impact. Make a quick phone call to check in, set up weekly video chats, or help your loved one find local community groups, book clubs, or walking partners. Encourage intergenerational interactions, like shared meals with grandchildren or neighbors. And if you're the one feeling lonely, don't be afraid to reach out. There's no shame in seeking companionship. You deserve connection and care. It's difficult to watch a loved one lose their spark, forget names, struggle to breathe, or even to notice these changes in yourself. It hurts not because you're weak, but because you care. You remember the vibrant, energetic person they once were or the person you used to be. But ignoring these signs won't protect anyone. It only hastens decline. The silence after a fall, subtle forgetfulness, dismissed coughs, and unacknowledged loneliness, these are not trivial matters. They're cries for help from the body and soul. The silver lining is that you're not powerless. Whether you're watching this for yourself, a partner, a parent, or a friend, awareness is the first step toward prevention. This isn't just about extending life. It's about enhancing the quality of those years. Envision a life filled with joy, dignity, and peace of mind, where you can walk to the mailbox without fear, cherish the laughter of your grandchildren, and wake up looking forward to the day, even if it's just enjoying a cup of tea on the porch. You have the power to rewrite the narrative starting today. Call an old friend, discuss persistent fatigue with your doctor, take a leisurely walk, start a puzzle, or try a new, Heart-healthy recipe this week. You don't need to make drastic changes all at once. Just take that first step. Aging isn't the end. It's a new chapter. With love, attention, and the right knowledge, the final chapters of life can be the most meaningful, beautiful, and connected yet, and that's something truly worth fighting for. Let's recap the 5 major causes behind nearly 99% of deaths after 75. Cardiovascular disease. The silent stress on the heart. Neurodegenerative diseases. The thieves of memory and independence. Falls and mobility decline. The accidental seeming yet preventable danger. Respiratory infections. The seemingly minor illnesses with serious consequences. And social isolation and depression. The invisible burdens that affect both mind and body. These aren't just statistics. They're real-life stories that could touch anyone, perhaps even you or someone you love. Now that you know what to look for and how to respond, I'm eager to hear from you. Which of these causes surprised you the most? Have you witnessed any of them affecting a loved one or even experienced signs yourself? Share your stories in the comments. I read every single comment, and your experiences could offer comfort, understanding, or inspiration to others. If this video has given you a new perspective on aging, something to ponder, or motivated you to take action, please give it a like and subscribe to the Golden Years Health. Every day, we're here to share life-saving tips, emotional insights, and heartfelt guidance for seniors and their caregivers. Aging may not come with an instruction manual, but together, we can make the journey easier, brighter, and more meaningful. Thank you for spending your time with me today. Take care of your heart, keep your mind active, stay steady on your feet, watch out for silent illnesses, and never underestimate the healing power of human connection. You're not alone, you're part of a caring community. Stay strong, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next video.